We are here to train on bookings today. And I love bookings. I love what Mary Kay Ash said. I was trained by her, and she always said bookings are the lifeline of your business. When you're out of bookings, you're out of business. So we want to make sure that we are in business at all times. And here's some standard of excellence that you can think about. Do I have 10 parties booked for the next 30 days? So between now and the end of the next 30 days, do I have 10 parties or selling appointments up on my date book? What that says is I'm serious about my business. I want to make money with my business. So that's number one. Number two, do I have 10 parties booked for the next 15 days? And the reason for that is that says I'm willing to be a star consultant. I've got that. I am working on it. I am making it happen because I have 10 parties booked for the next 15 days. Now, 10 parties booked in the next 10 days makes a statement to your director, your recruiter, your mentor, your coach, however you want to word that, that I am serious about a leadership position. I want to make a six-figure income. And so, therefore, I have 10 parties on my books for the next 10 days. And so that's kind of that continuum in there. Less than that is wonderful. Okay. I'm not going to discount that. Bookings are the lifeline of our business, and the consistency of our bookings is key. Okay. Consistency of the bookings is key. So, what I want to do with that is I want to just tell you a little bit about being prepared to book. Number one is, do you have your date book ready to go? I've had some conversations with top consultants in my unit, and some of them use a digital calendar, but realize that a digital calendar can oftentimes make you look like you're more busy than what you really are. So you can grab a paper calendar, you can grab your weekly plan sheet from marykayintouch.com. Just type in weekly plan sheet and then print it off. It goes by the hour. Okay. Like, what are you doing every hour? And I love to do that because I'm one of these women that when my brain goes, oh, it's 10 o'clock, you need to transition. It's 11 o'clock. You need to transition to your next task, your next project that you're working on. I give myself X amount of time to work on projects. So it helps you to plan. Now, you also notice that I'm color coded in here also. The reason is I use green for my money making time. I have a goal in the month, my next month, that I'm going to have 10 parties that have 10 guests at them. That was just my vision for the next month. 10 parties with 10 people each at them. Now, you might go, wow, that's too much for me. That's okay. What is your vision? You work in your vision. And so what that means to me is I have to have two times as many time slots available that people can book into. I have my Monday night, I have my Thursdays, and then I have a couple of weekends. I don't have every weekend available. It's just not how I roll in my schedule. I do a lot of Monday nights, Tuesdays, Wednesday nights, Thursdays. And then Fridays and Saturdays, I'm usually family time or personal time. Sundays, I'm busy with my church and worship. And then relaxation on Sunday afternoon. And then Sunday, about 4 o'clock, I will do customer service calls. From 4 to 5, it transitions me back into the work week so that my brain is ready to go again. I confirm all my appointments on Sunday afternoon for the next week. So people hear from me and go, oh, yeah, that's right. I have that appointment with her. It can be an in person appointment, it can be a virtual appointment. You have to know what your preferred style is. I prefer in person, but you know what? There's a lot of people that like to do virtual. So I had to learn that too. And so we have our preferred style. That's okay. We'll work in them all. Okay. So here we go. So that is one thing is to number one, be ready. Okay. Have your date book, your plan all out. What's your goal? You have to have a specific measurable goal. I am booking 2 new parties today. I am going to have 4 parties on my books for the month of May. I'm going to have 6 parties on my books. I am going to challenge myself to do book 8 to hold 5 in a 2-week time period in the month of May. So you make your personal goal, communicate it with your coach, your mentor, recruiter, director. We're here for you to encourage you, give you tips, help you when things might not be going the way you had thought they were going to, and then get you back on that right track. Because it's not whether you hit it all right the first time. It's like, okay, what am I learning from that? What am I learning from that booking? Guys, so you plan that way. You have a charged cell phone, or you're able to plug in somewhere, because this has got to be ready to go so you're not running around looking for it. And then leads. Okay. These are leads that I have had, that I have been, working on, following up with from different events I've had in the last 30, 60, 90 days. And now some of them I still have not booked. So I'm going to circle back and say, oh my gosh, I am doing spring and summer makeovers for glow and highlight bronzing, and I'm just going to have fun with them. Okay. And you might be going, but I'm brand new. What do I do? Okay. Well, you make a list and you use this acronym of Franks, FRANKS. And this is how you're going to make your list. Friends. Okay. Have you facialed every single one of your friends? They might give you an objection. Like, yeah, but I'm already using X. Perfect. Okay. I love to, that's one of my words. Perfect. You could say, great. You're the perfect person. I want your opinion of how Mary Kay compares to what you're currently using. Okay. Overcoming the objection. Second, so that's your friends. Make a list of everyone. If it's been a while since you facialed her, our products have changed. Has she tried the new dynamic wrinkle limiter? Has she tried the clinical solutions boosters or retinol? Has she tried? Okay, friends. Our relatives, your aunts, your cousins, your distant relatives that maybe you only see at family reunions, that don't even live in the same town as you. I love that, because I, again, will be like, I would love your opinion of our all new product line. What's better for you, a beginning of the week or an end of the week? Book her in person or virtual. Her in. Get the date on your date book. Okay. Friends, relatives. A is for acquaintances. Acquaintances. Now I have to tell you, I was in our local Dollar General, and there was a girl. I was like, oh my gosh, I'd love to, just pamper you and give you a makeover. And she goes, do I look like I need a makeover? I was like, no, but you just look fun and I like you. She's like, eh, I have a simple routine. And that's all she said to me. And I said, well, that's just fine. Here's my card. Handed her my card. She goes, oh, Mary Kay. Well, my kids are really into masks and this and that. I just use the soap and water and a retinol. I'm like, great, we have those too. But I handed her the card. I just had a small acquaintance at the checkout. Okay. I did not book her. I did not hand her any samplers, nothing like that. Next time I'm in, we're checking out again. She looks at me, she goes, hey, did you bring me some samples? I'm like, I will do that. Let's talk about what's up. Well, one child's really kind of got breakouts. And it's like, oh, charcoal mask. Well, they've done those sheet charcoal masks. I'm like, oh, it's nothing like Mary Kay's charcoal mask. Mary Kay's like, ooh. And I heard that you liked retinol. So let me bring you a couple of samples. And so I went in the third time. Okay. Now, mind you, it's in our local town here. So I went in the third time with the samples, and she was ecstatic. So now I'm going to be booking her. She's an acquaintance. Okay. So acquaintance is somebody that you know of. You might not know them real well, but you know of them. Okay. So make a list of those people too. And your neighbors. Now, maybe you live in a very populated, community or subdevelopment, and you've got a lot of neighbors. I live rural. I don't have a lot of neighbors. I have 2 older gentlemen bachelors, actually 3 older gentlemen bachelors living right next to us. So I don't have a lot of neighbors. I would have to literally go miles down the road to get neighbors. So, maybe that's a big one for you because you're in a big apartment complex. Maybe this one is a subdevelopment that maybe you frequent with friends, so neighbors, maybe your friends' neighbors, so you can go back to these and now expand. Most of us know 250 people. Hey, this stands for your kids, your grandkids. Who are they connected with? Okay. When my kids were in school, I had a ton of mom friends. I would bring samplers to the ball field and they would pass the samplers down. I'd get them back at the end of the game. People give me orders while I was sitting at the ball game. That's how it worked. Okay. So kids, now it is who are the kids in the youth group? Who are their moms? Who are, so I'm thinking like that just to talk to different people. And then S is for social media. Who put a like on your latest profile picture? Reach out to her. Hey, I'm working on a challenge for the month of May to have 13 faces at our celebration for Mary Kay's birthday on Monday the 12th. I would value your face and your opinion. Would you like to come early in the afternoon or would 5:30 be better for you? So the choice of two positives in there. So there's always a reason for you to book someone. And one thing that I had to do as I was booking people, I would have to have a list of different events coming up. And if I gave her one or two and those did not work, I would always say, let's just schedule a time where I'll come to you or we'll meet on Zoom or Facebook Messenger video, which is better. Would you like to do Tuesday for 15 minutes at? And you book her in. Okay. Big deal. You've got to get the date on the date book when you're talking with her. Same thing at events in gathering names at booths or vendor events or different maybe pop-up parties that you're doing. Then you get them booked right away. Have your date book open and just say, hey, let's schedule your makeover. I'll have a free mascara, lip gloss, whatever you want to gift her on the date that we get together because you're scheduling right now. Would you like a mascara or lip gloss? I'm going to write it right next to your name, and she can put her name in there. You give her a card with her appointment date on it, just like they do at hair salons, nail salons, any of those places. And then you follow up with text messaging with her and phone calls. So those are some things that I do to get ready. I have that prepared. So then when I sit down to make phone calls, like right now, I'm going to make some phone calls so that you can hear me dialogue my current clients and to set up time with people I need to book appointments with. Okay. So you can even use a notebook for this. You can put today's date on there and who all you contacted them. I love last night at our event, Brenda Rankin talked about, she highlights them in yellow if she physically had a voice conversation with them. Okay. Orange if she needs to follow up with them. Green if they purchased anything. Okay. And she makes notes on there. So who am I following up with? And then she can turn the page for tomorrow and have that date on the top and the next day and have that date on the top. So then she can put those follow-ups in there. Mary Kay Ash, the lady, the founder, always said, your fortune is in your follow-up. So if you're going to gather skills, gather great booking skills and great follow-up skills, do not become disappointed in the process. Set the goal, make the phone calls. I can tell you, I can go back to a time where I tracked 30 outgoing phone calls every day for weeks. Okay. I had $1,000 week after $1,000 week after $1,000 week because I made the phone calls. Now, I may not make that many phone calls today. I may make 10, but I always end on a positive note. Okay. A booking, a sale, a referral, a new team member, or a marketing share. I end on a positive note with my phone calls. I never end on okay. Always a positive. So I feel good. Secondly, I always make sure that I've got that list there and I am making the amount of calls that I set out to make. So if it's 10 calls, I am doing 10. And I can tell you right now, You may or may not get results from the 10 you called today, but because you're putting your energy out, it comes back to you. You may get phone calls from people you didn't even contact or haven't talked to in a while that say, oh my gosh, I need to order product. Oh my gosh, I need to. Okay, so those are things that you will have. All right. So since I'm going to be making phone calls to my clients, I'm actually going to end the stream to the YouTube. So this is just a straight booking. Okay. And I gave you some dialogues in here also for your training. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the streaming.